What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Dudes Who Bet Daily. We're starting on time at 10 o'clock a.m. Central Time sharp because we got things to do today, Papa Dude. We're heading to Norman, but before we go, we're going to do the show. Are you ready to roll? This is going to be a big day.
That's it. That's right. Heading to Joplin here as soon as we get done. Head to Norman.
All right. That's right. All right. Let's roll here. Let's get to this. Let's start off college football. We'll do 3 college football games, the race of the day, and then the best bet. I'm going to kick it off with this one. Utah going to Baylor today. Utah, a 7.5-point favorite on the road here against Baylor. Of course, Baylor, a bad loss last week. Total sitting right there at 45. All right, Papa Dude, where do you lean in this one?
Well, before the season started, I thought this was going to be a tough game for Utah, and it still may be. Baylor, huge disappointment last week, getting beat by Texas State. And the alarming thing is they gave up 42 points to Texas State, and that's not good. Utah's still without their quarterback, I think, as of now, correct?
Yes.
Yes, so that makes this game interesting. Baylor's going to play better today. Tough place to play. I think Utah's better than they are, though. So I'm going to say Utah to cover the 7.5 today against the Bears.
Yeah, I'm going to go Utah as well. And I think the big key is the quarterback's out, but boy, Baylor was just bad defensively. And I don't know that you fix those problems. I do think they'll play a better game today. I agree with you on that point. I do think Utah comes through and wins the game. I think the total at 45 is kind of low.
Yeah.
If you look at Texas State was able to put 42 up on Baylor. Yes, I know they're going to improve today. They're going to play a little bit better, but still you would think 45 points, Utah could get into the 30s, even with the backup quarterbacks that they have to play. So I lean Utah. I lean over on that game as well. All right, let's go on to the next one. This might be the most interesting line in the history of college football. Nebraska and Colorado, the darlings of week 1, Colorado. Nebraska, well, they were Nebraska, a cursed program that just cannot win close games. They lost against Minnesota despite leading the entire game. We're not Nebraska fans by any means. We're Oklahoma people, but you almost feel sorry for these people. I mean, just excruciating losses every week for Nebraska. However, they go to Colorado. You would think Colorado would be a bigger favorite than this. Only a 2.5-point favorite here. Total at 57.5. All right, Papa Dude, where do you lean here?
Well, first of all, I don't feel sorry for the Nebraska people one bit.
I kind of do at this point. I do.
Well, I've been an OU fan longer than you have, simply because I'm older than you.
True.
And you know, they are great fans. There's no doubt about it. They pack that stadium, and I guess they still are. But anyway, we've had too big a rival for too long, so I don't feel sorry for them. I think it's kind of funny. But anyway, you know, this line keeps going down a little bit. It was 3.5 when we did the show the other night.
Yes.
Now it's down to 2.5. This is just weird. My former superintendent who likes to pick games, and he sent me the Chiefs the other night, and he got the Lions. He said the Lions are going to win. So I texted him this morning. I said, "Okay, smart aleck, give me your upset of the day, college football." And he goes, Nebraska to beat Colorado today. I really think they're going to do it. I do. The more I think about it, I just think
get there.
I know. If Colorado plays like they did last week against TCU, they have too much offense, and I just don't think Nebraska's got enough offense to do anything. So I can't take Nebraska either. It won't surprise me if they beat them, though. So I'm going to go Colorado to cover the 2.5.
I get the whole let's fade Colorado because they're overvalued now.
Yeah.
But A, they're playing Nebraska. Okay. B, Colorado's really not overvalued. They're a 2.5-point favorite in this game. I would argue that they should have been a 2.5-point favorite no matter what happened last week.
I don't know about that. But
why? What has Nebraska done to be a 2.5-point dog on the road against anybody?
Yeah.
Anybody.
Well, you got to remember, coming into the season, Colorado was just god-awful.
True.
We thought, but they got Nebraska, a whole new roster.
What was Nebraska?
Well, yeah, but they won 4 or 5 games. Colorado won 1 last year, didn't they? So
it's fair.
You know, I would have thought Nebraska would have been favored had Colorado lost. So, yeah, but right now, Colorado probably should be more than 2.5. The way they played last week offensively, and you look at Nebraska, and somebody in the chat said if they can't run the ball, and that's the truth because they can't throw it. No. So they're going to have to be able to line up and run right at Colorado, and I think Colorado can stop that. So I don't think Nebraska can stop Colorado enough to win the game because they can't score enough points.
It's such a fishy line.
It is.
I'm going to tell you guys this right now, and if you guys are betting this game, good luck, and I hope you win. And I don't think it's impossible to win at this game. I'm not saying don't bet it. I'm saying for me personally, the line is so weird.
It's weird.
The two teams are so weird. I'm going to enjoy listening to this game in the car as we drive because.
Well, the one thing about it though, if you like Colorado, it's only 2.5.
Oh, if you like Colorado, you play it. But what I'm saying is that is such a weird line. It's hard for me to go all in on it. You know,
it is. And JL makes another point here. Yesterday, the total was 59.5.
Correct.
And today it's 57.5. So that's strange as well.
I look at Nebraska week 1 and I watched that game back again. I watched it twice. I've watched Nebraska twice and I've only played one game. That's
you need to get a life.
I know. I'm a very sick individual, obviously.
You are. If you watch them.
You cannot tell me Casey Thompson is not a better quarterback than what they're playing.
I don't get that either.
Is awful. I mean, he couldn't do anything. And so I know you're playing a weaker defense this week. Maybe Nebraska gets it going offensively. But I don't know. I don't see how they're going to score a lot of points.
Well, another thing is we don't know how good Nebraska's defense is because Minnesota is terrible offensively.
Yeah. They were awful in that game.
That was a 1940s game last week between Minnesota and Nebraska. It was
if not an 1840s game. All right. Listen, we both don't know. I think Colorado wins the game. I mean, logic tells you that, but the line tells you Nebraska is going to win. But when is the last time Nebraska has beaten anybody ever? It's been so long.
That's right. So and here's the other thing.
Go ahead.
It's interesting. The game is interesting.
Yeah.
Because of Sanders and everything. And Colorado might be in the top 15 if they win this game. That's the way these stupid ass voters are in the AP.
I know. I would not be shocked if that was the case. I think it's the most fun game because it not from two programs that are just monsters right now, but it's just like Nebraska's a mess. Colorado is wild. Like I guess that's how you describe it. It's a wild situation. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in that one. It's going to be a hell of a lot of fun this morning. All right, let's go to the list. Now, this is the big time. Well, sort of. I mean, I don't know that Texas is all the way back, but they look pretty darn good. This is their heavy expectations here to be good. They take on Alabama today at Alabama. Alabama 7-point favorite, of course. The Crimson Tide almost lost in Texas last year. Total sitting at 53.5. All right, Papa Dude, who do you like in this one here?
Well, I think because they played them so close last year, that's given people to think that Texas got a real shot to win. And the other issue is we don't know how good Alabama is offensively. We don't know. We don't know how good their quarterback really is. Can he make throws against a really good team? We don't know. Mm-hmm. I've heard people analyze this over and over and over, and I heard Coach Stoops analyzing it on his show that he does. I listened to it, I think it was last night. Mm-hmm. And he's hit the nail on the head. He goes, I think Texas might be as talented as they are, but I got to see it. I got to see him. I got to see him do it. And he goes, until I do, I cannot pick Texas. And the wise money goes on Alabama until proven otherwise. So the line's a little high, I think maybe, but I'm going to go Alabama to cover it simply because I got to see Texas come through in a game like this, and I have not seen them do it.
I totally agree. I'm taking Alabama. Take the points. Michael says I totally agree. I think you take the points with Alabama here. I'm with you. I got to see Texas match up with them. I've got to see Texas actually go out and do it. I'm still skeptical that they're going to be able to match up with an Alabama. And I think the key to the game, for me at least, it's got to be, can Alabama successfully run the ball on Texas? And if they can consistently and successfully run the ball, they're not going to have the quarterback do a whole lot. So that's the key. If Texas stuffs the run, forces him to throw, maybe they've got some problems. I don't think Texas can do that. I really don't. I think when it comes down to it, they're going to have trouble stopping them. They're going to have trouble up front. And that's going to be a theme for Texas and Oklahoma. The up front on defense, I don't think either one of them are good enough to compete with the top SEC teams. But we'll see today. This is a very interesting game. I'm going to go Bama as well. Going to be fun. All right, we got more college football in the best bets. So don't worry. If you're liking the college football talk, we'll be back to it. But we've got to go to Kentucky Downs today, Papa Dude, because we got a big one at Kentucky Downs. $1.7 million given away today at Kentucky Downs. It's race 12 on the card. It's the FanDuel Kentucky Turf Cup Stakes Grade 2 race here. Let me say it again. $1.7 million on the line here. Field of 12. All right, where are you going?
Well, total toss-up for me. I can't find a favorite at all. I have 5 of them written down. I have the 2, Red Knight, the 3, Verstappen, or whatever his name is, the 4, Santine, the 8, Never Explained, and the 11, Therapist. And I tried to differentiate between them. They all have their pluses and minuses. There's not much speed in the race that I can see. I kind of like Red Knight the best. I think he's running really well. But I'm going to have to bring out the hat.
All right, here we go.
Because I just cannot differentiate between them.
Yeah.
I like Red Knight the best. I also like Santine a little bit. Santine has been in so many big races, though, and he doesn't win much. So I don't know how he's going to come through here today. But anyway, here we go. I like Red Knight, but not enough to just bet him. So I have to pull one out of the hat. And the answer I got was Therapist. And I kind of like Therapist as well. Won the grade 1 United Nations at Monmouth the last time out. Was a grade 1. So I kind of like that horse as well. So that's where I'm going. I'm going to go Therapist for the win.
All right, Therapist for you.
And you also need a therapist if you're betting this track.
By the end of the day, absolutely. If you don't already when you're starting, by the end of the day, you're going to need a therapist for sure. It's a tough track. But like I said, you just kind of got to hang in there, right? Like you're going to take your beats. Like you're going to get hit in the mouth a lot. If you're playing Kentucky Downs, you got to hang with it, hang in there, and then bide your time and hit one. Yeah, listen, Therapist, I think it's a good pick. I did not go with that horse on top, but I am going to use that one. He's just been really, really good going long since getting to the Mike Maker barn, and Mike Maker, absolutely, that's what he does best, is those horses that go long on the turf. I went Verstappen. Michael doesn't like Verstappen. That's enough for me. I may single Verstappen now. I like this horse. Listen, I've been waiting for this horse. I've been waiting for this horse to come back, or not to come back, but to run. I was going to use him underneath and in the Sword Dancer up at Saratoga, and he ended up Walsh scratched him because another one of his horses got injured on that turf, so he didn't want to run this one. Much better spot for him. I like the distance, and you kind of look at him. I think he will really enjoy the configuration of Kentucky Downs. So I'm going to go Verstappen on top here. Again, though, this is not a race where I don't think you're going to come away going, I'm feeling really confident about anybody, right? But I do think Verstappen with the mile and a half, stretching back to it, I think he'll be tough in this spot. So was he in your hat? I don't even remember.
Yes, he was. Definitely. Okay. Yeah.
All right. So that's good. All right, let's go to the best bets here. We've got a few. Let's start with Magic. He's not with us. He's on the West Coast. A little too early in the morning for him. I like the pick, though. I think you'll like it as well. His best bet, Iowa State today, under 36.5. All right, Papa Dude, what do you think about your Iowa Hawkeyes today?
I think they're going to win because they always win this game, seems like. Even when Iowa State was pretty good, Iowa beat them. It's in Ames. It's always a great game to watch. If you just want to watch two teams that don't like each other go at one another, it's always a good game. The under 36.5. That's not very many points, but they don't No, it's not. It's kind of scary. But when you think about it, 20-13 sounds pretty good. 20-17 sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
20-17 though is over it a little bit. I'm not in love with the bet, but it's logical to go under when these two teams play.
It's a very logical bet, but boy, oh boy, that is a low. Gosh, that's a low. What you're gonna have to hope for in this game, I think, if you're Magic, is no defensive scores, no special team scores. If those two things happen, I think it comes in, because I just think these two teams are anemic offensively, and you'll get there. But Vegas has certainly put it pretty darn low
They have
this week, so we'll see.
They're expecting it to happen. So
yes, they are.
That's
low, but I can't argue with the play. I think Magic.
No, I can't either.
I think it makes sense. All right, you're going to a smaller school today. Talk about your best bet.
Okay. Well, first I'm going to throw out a few. I don't know what yours is. Is yours college football?
I'll tell you what. I'll go first, and that way you can cover, because you do always throw out some other college football. If you're the first time watching, or you don't watch this on Saturdays, the Papa Dude is the college football expert. So I'll throw out mine, and then he can throw out his best bet, and then some others. All right, here we go. I did something different today.
I did.
I analyzed, and I was like, maybe play Notre Dame with the points, stuff like that. And I said, I think the most logical thing here is to just play Oklahoma, Notre Dame, and Houston all to win on the money line for +100 and parlay them together. So here's my theory. Oklahoma, I think they're minus 16.5 now. I could see them not covering, but I don't have any fear of them. That's not true. I could see them losing, but I really don't think they should.
You don't think they're going to? Yeah.
I don't think they're going to lose. So I liked Oklahoma. Notre Dame, I thought I'll play them minus 7.5. Well, it's on the road. Maybe they struggle. I could see them not covering, but I'm 100% sure Notre Dame's winning today. And then Houston plays Rice. So it's like I'll throw in that Houston game late. That gets me to the +100 or the +100 price that I wanted. So I'm going to go 3 teams that I feel very, very confident are going to win, and paired them up all together to get to that +100. So Oklahoma, Notre Dame, Houston parlay on the money line for me today. All right, Papa Dude, go ahead.
You put a lot of thought in that. That's good. It's really good.
Yeah, I was messing around with a lot of different things last night, and I punched that one in, and I was like, gosh, +100 for that? I mean, that seems pretty damn logical.
It's pretty good. Yeah. Well, okay, I'll throw out a few here before I go to mine. I really wanted to take Tulane today, but I like Tulane a lot. They're one of my favorite teams. I didn't want to jinx them. They play Ole Miss. They're -7. I think they might win. If I had some extra money, I'd throw some money on them to even win this game. We're going to find out a lot about both teams today. I don't really have a good handle on Mississippi because they didn't play anybody last week. Mm-hmm. I did watch Tulane. I know Tulane is ready for this game, and I think 7's too many points. I kind of like Tulane in that game today. Another one I like a lot is on the West Coast tonight. UCLA goes down to San Diego State. I think they win. But 13.5 is a lot of points against a traditionally good defensive team. And UCLA is not getting enough credit for their win last week. They beat a good Coastal Carolina team, but they struggled a little bit offensively. And I think they're going to struggle tonight. I think they're going to win. But I like San Diego State in the points. So those are a couple of games I really like. I think Boise might bounce back tonight and get Central Florida at home.
About that one.
Yeah, I kind of like that one as well. But I settled on Liberty, and this is one of these lines I don't trust because I feel like they should be favored by more than this. They take on New Mexico State, who lost at home to UMass. That's not good. Mm-hmm. And that was one of my best bets. I thought they would win that game easy, and they got thumped. Mm-hmm. Then they came back and beat Western Illinois, but that's nothing. Liberty has been good the last few years. They beat Bowling Green in their opener, got way ahead, and then held on to win. Not real impressive, but I think they're better than New Mexico State. I think the line's at 10 because New Mexico State thumped Liberty last year. They beat them bad. I think Liberty's out to get back today. So I like them at -10. I think they should cover that. So for me, give me Liberty or give me death.
Liberty -10. I like that one. You talked about a couple of games. I put Liberty in another parlay, money line parlay. So I've used them. I don't know if they win by 10 or not, but I think they're going to win. You talk about that UCLA game. JL mentions it too. He said UCLA freshman quarterback going to be a star. Just hard to say when it'll happen. I agree. Like I watched their first game and he had some flashes where it's like, yeah, you could see the talent, but gosh, on the road, San Diego State, they're not horrible. I'm with you. I was a little worried. I didn't touch that one way or the other. I think that's a pretty interesting game. I think, like you said, I think UCLA wins it. Wouldn't be shocked if they lost, though.
Yeah. Another one is Kansas State today in Troy. But again, I think K-State wins, but I'm not confident enough. That line's 16.5, or it was. That's a lot of points. And Troy's pretty good, and K-State's got a tendency to struggle in those kind of games every once in a while because we covered it on our show the other night. They're not deeply talented. They're not more, so much more talented than anybody. They're just well coached, and they play their schemes so well.
Yeah.
So anyway,
if they come out and they're not quite ready, they could get. I wouldn't really say. I don't think they're going to get beat, but they could definitely get ambushed to the fact where they don't cover that for sure.
Yeah,
that's a lot of points for that.
That's a lot of points for a team that's not real explosive.
Right.
K-State's not explosive, especially with what's his name not there this year.
Right. Correct. Yeah. Yep. The back. Yeah.
Deuce something.
Deuce Vaughn.
Yeah. Deuce Vaughn. I'll tell you what, he was fun to watch.
He was a game breaker for sure.
Yeah, he was fun.
Little guy.
He was. Yep. It's going to be a great day of college football, though.
Yes, it is. And we've set the stage. Now let's give you the picks and get you out of here for the best bets today. I'm going to go Notre Dame, Oklahoma, and Houston in a money line parlay plus 100 there. Magic's going Iowa State under that 36.5. Papa Dude, you're going Liberty -10. We're 3-3, down $115 for the week. Spinning our wheels here. Still up $456 for the year. Any final thoughts before we get out of here?
Well, just one. How about that Kansas quarterback last night? I'm telling you, is he quick? I don't know how good Illinois is. I thought they were pretty good on defense, but he made them look silly sometimes. Man, he is quick when he gets in the open field.
I thought, if you want to talk Kansas for a minute, I thought offensively they had athletes that looked about as good as, most of those upper to middle teams, right? Yeah. I'm not talking about the major big schools or the top 15, 20 teams, but you get past that, they look like they had athletes on offense that could score and match up with anybody.
They look like a 6-7 win team. They do. Maybe 8 if things go their way.
Yeah.
Tremendous job of coaching the guys done. They were good. I do think they're undisciplined. They got some stupid penalties last night, and he's got to clean that up. So, and again, it could be they have to take a chance on some kids that character's a little low, and he's going to have to get that straightened up because they got some dumb penalties in that game last night.
I feel like they lost a lot of focus. Like I don't think they went into that game thinking they were going to be that far ahead, and I think they just kind of lost focus. But and like Jesse said, his cutbacks were crazy, and
they are.
Same way with Neal, the back. Gosh, those two guys are quick.
They are,
and they were good. And they've got Jason Beam. He's also really good.
He is.
So, and he's a backup quarterback. So, but I mean, this kid they played last night. He's really, really good.
He's pretty good, and they're going to beat some people. I think.
I think so too. Yeah, I think so too. They're gonna upset a team or two, I would think. Still not sure about them defensively. Illinois is just pretty bad on offense. So,
and the other thing I noticed, and I like this guy a lot, Bielema, he's eating really well.
Yeah, he hasn't skipped a meal.
My God, he's put on weight, hadn't he? I mean, he's always been pretty heavy, but ooh,
He's getting big.
I really noticed that last night.
He wasn't huge until he went to Arkansas, and then I think Arkansas weird on him.
Eating that barbecue down there is what he did,
right.
I think so.
All right, we're gonna get out of here, guys. For today, that'll do it. Everybody have a great Saturday. We got so much racing and so much football today. Yeah, and I didn't even talk about baseball. Another good baseball day as well.
Yeah.
So a lot going on today. Everybody have a very, very good day. Thanks everybody for joining us, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow. We'll be a little tired, Papa Dude, but we'll be back tomorrow. So we'll see you guys right back here tomorrow.